what I want to talk about today is Muck Rack's view on the importance of AI visibility and the tool set that we've built to help PRs monitor, measure, and critically actually influence what AI search systems think about our brands and about our competitors. I am the current VP of Insights at Muck Rack and an AMEC chair. And we too have done our homework and have done some research about what AI models like to cite. And here's a bit of a summary of what we have done to back the tool set that we built. So first of all, we found out that 95% of links cited by AI systems are from non-paid media. Importantly, for all of us here and for all PR and comms teams, 89% of those links are cited by AI are earned media from earned media sources. Also, 27% of those links are journalistic content. If we narrow down the scope of the search and looked at the level of searches with higher level of recency, we come up with a much higher percentage of links that are with journalistic background, and that is 49%. And the reason why all this matters is because we wanted to make sure that what we build is relevant to our customers. With all that in mind, we looked at why this matters and what determines why content gets cited by AI systems. We looked at ChatGPT, Gemini, and what did I say we look at? It wasn't Perplexity, one of the other three big ones. Claude, that's it. You can see that I'm a measurement expert, not an AI expert. Thank you. And there are three factors that we determined influence what sources and what links are being cited by AI systems. The first one is domain authority. The higher the domain authority of a source is, the more likely it is that that source is cited. There are some favorites in that gang, people like Reuters, Financial Times. Some of the big names always make the top 5, the top 10. So that's one of the important three factors. The second factor is that AI systems like recency. We found out that most of the citations were based on content that was generated in the last 12 months. And I can argue frequency as well as a function of recency is an important factor. And lastly, what matters is niche. So when you look at content which is industry specific or specific to a certain topic or area, niche is something that comes up as a really important factor why a source is being chosen, sometimes in favor and against something like Reuters or the Financial Times. And that's something that comes up in all the research that most of you guys have done and that was discussed here today. So here's what we did. We built a tool set using all this information, which we call Generative Pulse. And the purpose of this system is to, first of all, help our clients identify the AI visibility of their own brands, equally of their competitors, and establish where they have potentially missing opportunities. Critically, what it does as well is it connects the information that our prompts discover in terms of visibility with our journalist database and also with our pitching tool. So ultimately making the findings not purely numbers or facts on a piece of paper, but helping us and helping our clients action those findings. And I'll illustrate that with an example with a client we had recently, and we looked with them at visibility over time based on some work we've done with them using Generative Pulse. The first step was to identify the niche sources that really influence their brand visibility and also their competitors. What are those sources that cite their competitors as well as themselves? Based on those findings, we built journalist lists, which then became an essential part of their tool set, and they started pitching to those journalists more proactively than they've ever done before. Some of those were known to them, others less so, but what was important is the frequency of the messaging and the fact that you can also customize the pitches and you can talk to each of those journalists individually. So over time, not immediately, not over 20 minutes, obviously, but over time we saw coverage trickle in. And we saw how those journalists and outlets have started publishing, not only publishing about our client, but also the AI systems started citing those particular sources and those particular journalists. It's something that our advice will be to monitor over a longer period of time rather than overnight. It becomes part of your PR strategy. This isn't something that changes the narrative overnight, but it is one of the things to look at. And having a tool like this, we believe, helps brand owners, PRs, manage their visibility online more effectively. And I think the last thing I want to leave you with today is there's clearly no Google Analytics for GEO. There's no one solution, one tool set which you can use to measure visibility in AI models. The question is, how do you help yourself do a better job in AI alongside all the other channels that you work on as a PR? It has become part of the media mix. It's not the be-all and end-all, but it is part of the media mix. Just like someone wakes up in the morning and they read the Times, they get on the train to work and they listen to Call Her Daddy, and then later on during the day, they will run a search in ChatGPT and find an answer to a business question or maybe ideas about what they want to cook for dinner. We want to influence those people. We want to influence those stakeholders across each of those touch points. You want to hit them in the Times, you want to hit them on the podcast, and you also want to hit them when they search in ChatGPT. And I guess as a measurement expert, the way I look at this is we want to shift the PR strategy that our clients have and inform how they can get better at one of their channels where some of their stakeholders congregate. It's not everyone, and it's really important when we look at AI visibility to understand which of our stakeholders are in those channels, are in AI. It's not everyone, and respectively design our prompts depending on who those users are and who those stakeholders are. So for me, the bottom line is AI is part of the media mix, and we all as comms professionals or vendors and partners to the comms profession should think about how to help comms teams be more efficient and more effective at what they do. It's not everything. It's not going to replace everything else and all the other tools and everything else that PRs do, but it has become part of the mix. And I think that's the kind of focus to keep in mind for us as a measurement community, for us as a comms community, make sure that we stay ahead of the game and provide answers to some of those questions, although those answers will change, and they change frequently as it stands at the moment. Thank you so much.
Great. Thank you so much.